Thank you, Professor Chair and lecturer. And now it's a little bit late, 20 minutes. And now we move to the luncheon and about 20 minutes. And then we go to the restaurant later for 1 hour. So in the afternoon, we will restart at 2 p.m. It's okay, late 20 minutes. And now Professor Chair of the luncheon will be serving things quick.
Allow me introduce Professor Ray Chang-Hu. He comes from National Thailand University Hospital. Today we talk about use of undiluted tacrolimus in liver complication.
In this luncheon closing, I will speak for the Astellas Pharmaceutical Company for the use of once-daily tacrolimus in liver transplantations. This is my disclaimer because in various countries the once-daily tacrolimus have different names, such as the Advagraft or the Astellas XL or Cograft XL. So it's a different name in different countries. It's a nature that for chronic EU patients, usually will not take pills regularly. For instance, when the doctor prescribes a medication for a chronic patient, usually the patient will not refill the medication regularly. There will be 12% decrease of the refill percentage. Even when the patients take the pills back home from the hospital or pharmacy, they will not take the pills regularly. So there's another 12% of a decrease of the compliance. And also, when the patients taken the pills, however, if they need to take the pills permanently, they will not take the pill regularly. So there are another 30% of decrease of the compliance. So from the doctors prescribed the medication to the chronic EU patients, there will be about 50% of decrease of the compliance. That means that about 50% of medications they do not take regularly. This is another study of the compliance of the medication. The drug frequency, dose frequency, also determines the compliance. If the medication is once daily, the long-term compliance is about 79%, about 20% of poor compliance. However, if the dose frequency is increased to BID twice a day, 3 times a day, and 4 times a day, the compliance decreases gradually. Also, when the medication needs 4 times a day, the compliance decreases to about 50%. So, the once daily medication will have the best compliance. For liver transplantation patients, they need a very prolonged period of medication or even the lifelong medications. So there are many factors may affect the poor compliance after liver transplantation. For instance, for the adult patients, in different countries, some countries medication is not covered by the insurance. So the high cost of medication. And some young age patients, when they take the medication long enough, and they will have poor compliance. And some patients have some degree of psychiatric disorders, or the conviction that the medication is harmful, especially in the Oriental countries. They believe that Western medications have some harmful effect to the kidney or other organs. And also, the side effect of medications will also affect the compliance. And for the pediatric patients, there are other factors that may affect the adherence or compliance, such as the psychological distress because of the young age of the patient, and also the social adjustment problems because the young patients need to take medications at home, at school, and sometimes it will have some different view from the classmates or the peer groups. And some teenagers will have behavior difficulties, and the family function status, because this kind of patients, pediatric liver transplant recipient, they need very close care from the parents. Sometimes the parents cannot pay so much attention to their children, so they will omit sometimes the dose or the frequency of the medications. And also the side effect of the medication will also affect the compliance. And as we know, since about the 1970s, after the liver transplant began an established treatment for end-stage liver disease, the cyclosporine is the first calcineurin inhibitor for liver transplant since 1970s. However, after 1980s or 1990s, the introduction of tacrolimus. The tacrolimus now has become the first line of medication, calcineurin inhibitors in liver transplant. And not because of the tacrolimus is a late comer. The tacrolimus also has benefits than cyclosporine in the proportion of acute reduction. For the groups of patients taking tacrolimus, the acute rejection rate is lower in the tacrolimus groups. And also, in the tacrolimus group, those patients need anti-CD3, which is a kind of rescue regimen for the steroid-resistant acute rejection. In the tacrolimus group, they also decrease the possibility of the needs for the anti-CD3 medications. In the study of UNOS study, they have published the percentage of calcineurin inhibitors taken in the liver transplantation. We can see the first panel. The calcineurin inhibitors, the tacrolimus has now occupies about more than 90% of patients after liver transplant. And the cyclosporine has decreased its possibility of use in liver transplant. Also, there are other kinds of immunosuppressants, such as mycophenolate, has now been more than 80% of percentages of patients need mycophenolate. Another study, more recent study of UNOS, published in 2017, also showed that the tacrolimus now accounts for more than 90% of the patients after liver transplant. And the cyclosporine now has decreased the market sharing of the calcineurin inhibitor in liver transplant recipients. Now, from the traditional tacrolimus, it takes twice a day. Now there is a once-daily tacrolimus, also the extended release, also named the extended release tacrolimus. And this one extended release tacrolimus, also called the autograft or different names in other countries. It was taken once daily versus twice daily on the program or the traditional tacrolimus. According to the previous study, the dose frequency affected the compliance. So the alpha graft, once daily program, will have better adherence. And how about the better outcome? If there will be studies of the long-term survival statistics, and also for the renal function studies. There are different pharmacokinetics of the once daily to the twice a day tacrolimus. The once daily tacrolimus has a different pharmacokinetics. They have a lower C maximum than the twice daily. And however, the AUC of the once daily tacrolimus is lower, slightly lower than the traditional tacrolimus when of the set dosage. In the earlier study of the adva graft used in liver transplantation de novo, that means immediately after liver transplant, they take the once daily tacrolimus. You can see that at the first day of the medication, the AUC is low in the once daily tacrolimus. This means that in the first few days, you perhaps need higher dose of once daily tacrolimus to achieve target level. On the right side panel, you can see that the mean daily dose of the tacrolimus. For the traditional twice daily tacrolimus, the average daily dose is low. However, for the once daily tacrolimus, the average dose is higher. To achieve the same target level, however, you need a higher dose of once daily tacrolimus. And another study also showed the same. To keep the same mean trough level of the tacrolimus FK level, you need a higher dose of adva graft for the since the beginning. However, when the time goes off, and the dose of once daily and the twice daily tacrolimus will become the same about several months to 1 year later. How about the rejection-free survival between the two groups of once daily versus twice daily program? We can see that for the traditional twice daily tacrolimus, the rejection-free rate is low. However, for the once daily tacrolimus, the rejection-free survival is higher. So this means that to use the once daily tacrolimus, the rejection rate will have some decrease. Also, in the theoretically, some studies might need to show the benefits of once daily tacrolimus and some renal sparing effect. However, for some larger studies, the renal function creatinine clearance ratio are about the same for the once daily versus twice daily adva graft. So the renal protection effect does not seem significant in both preparations. How about for the graft and the patient survival, once daily versus twice daily program? And in this study, long-term study, 3 years study, we can see that the graft survival, there is a significant better graft survival for the once daily group and the twice daily group. However, for the patient survival, the graft survival is of no significance. However, there is achieving near to the significant survival difference. However, if we prepare both groups by the propensity score matched patients, That means they match the age, the size, and sex of both groups of patients. Then the both the graft survival and the patient survival in the PEDMARK group, one study group has a significant better survival rate as compared to the twice-daily tacrolimus. And there is a meta-analysis of the reduced conventional tacrolimus concentration in liver transplant. In the first decades of the use of tacrolimus, the TAC level is quite high, sometimes more than 10 nanogram per milliliter. However, as the time passes out, many groups use the lower dose of or the lower target level of tacrolimus. So this study will compare whether the high concentration group or the low concentration group will have a different outcomes. However, in this group, they show that the renal function will be improved in the lower levels group. That means when the tacrolimus level is lower, then the renal function will be better. And this we can be convinced because CNI has this potential renal toxicity. However, for the acute rejection, both the high concentration group and the low concentration group, they have no significant difference in the rejection rate. This means to prevent the rejection, we just need lower tacrolimus levels to prevent the rejection. However, there is a long-term FK level suggested in a study of the United States. One center compared different target level groups of the patient. In this panel, they show that this is a group 4. And that group 4 has, and this is the group 1. Too low dose of target level of tacrolimus has the worst long-term outcome. However, for the group 2, group 3, group 4, with the target level, I think between 5 and 10 or greater than 10 nanogram per milliliter, the long-term outcome, patient survival, is the same. So even you use a lower tacrolimus concentration as target level, the long-term outcome is the same. The group 2, 3, 4 are the same. So they suggest that for the long-term groups of after liver transplant, the lowest target level is around 5 nanogram per milliliter. In the right side panel, this slide shows that for the patients with FK level greater than 5 nanogram per milliliter and the different standard deviation. Standard deviation means the variation of the tacrolimus levels in the blood. For the group 0, it's a standard deviation 2 to 4 nanogram per mil. And group 2, this should be the group 1, standard deviation greater than 5 nanogram per mil. This means group 1 has higher variation of the tacrolimus after liver transplant. So those patients with stable concentrations will have better long-term outcome as compared to those patients with a higher variation of their daily tacrolimus levels. So there will be the recommended concentration of tacrolimus after liver transplant. For the immediate after liver transplant, the target level range suggested is around 6 to 10 nanogram per mil. However, for the long-term cases, about 4 to 6 in the long term, 4 to 8 nanograms per ml is adequate for the long-term analysis. However, everybody is not the same. There are pharmacokinetics or the pharmacogenetics difference in the tacrolimus metabolism. Tacrolimus is mainly metabolized in the human liver by cytochrome P385 for different populations or different persons. The CYP385 is of a different genetics. For the added one, usually has extended metabolized, tacrolimus more rapidly. However, for the added 6, it is slow metabolized. So they will metabolize the tacrolimus slow. And the added 3 will have the metabolic rate in between 1 and 3. We can see that in the Africans, most of the populations have AD1. This means most of the Africans are extended metabolized. They will metabolize tacrolimus very rapidly. And for the Asian populations, most of them will have about 83. They are intermediate metabolized. And for the Caucasians, most of them are of 83. So most of the Caucasians are slow metabolized. So the target level or the daily dose of tacrolimus to be used to achieve a stable concentration is different between the Africans, between the Asians, or the Caucasians. The Africans need a higher dose of tacrolimus to achieve a target level, and the Caucasians need a lower dose of the tacrolimus as compared to Asian populations or African patients. So the CYP1 has been associated with top level with 25% lower than those with 3-3 genotype. This means the high metabolizer and the low metabolizer has about 25% of daily doses, difference of daily doses. And the homozygous for the CYP1 has an increased risk of rejection because they are extended metabolizing. So in summary of the tacrolimus, what's the tacrolimus? Tacrolimus is the most frequently used immunosuppressor in liver transplant. And both once-daily and twice-daily tacrolimus are available for different countries. And the once-daily tacrolimus has different pharmacodynamics as compared with the traditional twice-daily tacrolimus. And the target level of the tacrolimus immediately after liver transplant is around 6 to 10 nanogram per ml. And in 1 or 2 years, the target level may be decreased to 4 to 8 nanogram per ml. And in the long run, and 5 nanogram per ml is suggested for the long-term patients. However, this may be some modification in different populations. In the long term, the once-daily tacrolimus group has a better patient and graft outcome than the twice-daily group. And then I will share some experience of the de novo use of Edvard once-daily tacrolimus in our group. We use de novo use of tacrolimus since 2012, and now about 150 patients been used tacrolimus, once daily tacrolimus since operation. And the gender is about 66 to 35%, age about 54 years. Most of our patients are living donors. And the disease etiology mostly HBV and HCV, and some other disease etiologies. And how do we use the once daily tacrolimus? We use the fixed dose of 5 milligrams per day since day 2. Because the day 1, we do not need tacrolimus. We use a simulate antibody induction. So we also combined with steroid and steroid tapering and maintenance. And the MF is added after treating rejection or impaired renal function. So we just routinely use calcineurin inhibitor and the steroid or double therapy. We will assess the dose of Advagraft since day 4, according to the FK level on the day 3. So the day 3 level, the patient will have just take 2 doses. So after taking 2 doses of once daily tacrolimus, we will adjust the dose according to this level. We will keep the tacrolimus level 6 to 10 nanogram the first month. For the first year, 4 to 8 nanogram. And after 1 year, 3 to 6 nanogram per minute. The rejection rate is around 20%. Because we use just 2 combined immunosuppressant. Most of them has mild rejections. The average time of rejection is around 2 months. And the FK levels at the rejection is about 6. So in our group, the FK levels after de novo use of Advagraft is this. For the first 2 or 3 days, it is difficult to achieve a target level. So sometimes we need a higher dose. However, after 2 days, 3 days, we will adjust the tacrolimus dose according to the blood level. For the first month, we will target the level to about 6 to 10 nanograms. And after 1 month, and after 1 year, the target level, we can maintain the target level. And the daily dose of the Advagraft after liver transplant, and in the first month, it's around 8 milligrams per day. For the first year, it's around 5.4 milligrams per day. And after 2 years, it's around 4.7. Even in the once daily tacrolimus group, there still have high individual variations. On the second dose, after the second dose of tacrolimus, the FK level ranged from 1.6 to 27.3 nanogram per minute. There's around 10 to 15 times of variation. And the Advagraft doses at 1 month is around 8.3 to around the average 8.3 milligram. However, it ranges from 2 to 20 milligrams per day. At 1 year, the average dose is about 5.4 milligram. However, ranges from 1 to 20 milligram. However, at 2 years, the average daily dose is about 4.7 milligram, ranged from 1.5 to 15 milligrams. There are about 10 times of variations between individual patients. However, for the intra-patient variation, the average percentage of variation ranges from 26 to 26%. ranged from 8.5 to 48%. This means even with use of once-daily tacrolimus, there are still high variations, perhaps due to various etiologies. There are some factors perhaps influencing the intra-patient variation. Of course, the first is adherence. And second, the change of food composition sometimes will affect the absorption of the tacrolimus. And also, the metabolism of the tacrolimus will be affected by the combined medication. And also the inconsistent kind of blood samples for some patients. How about the renal function after the liver transplant when using etrasimod? We can see that immediately after this is the EGFR. We can see that immediately after liver transplant, there will be a short period of the decrease of renal function. However, the renal function will recover several days later. However, with the continuous use of calcineurin inhibitor, the renal function will decrease since about the second months after liver transplant, and then keep that stable after liver transplant. In our group, we can divide our patients into the etrasimod and those patients with other regimens. The etrasimod patients well has borderline significance of better patient outcomes. However, if we divide it into the three groups, the once-daily etrasimod group, and the pro-graft group, and the others with the cyclosporine, we can see that the etrasimod has better, almost a significant better outcome of the long-term survival. However, this is not a very scientific study because three of these groups are of three different time eras. So in summary about the de novo use of the once-daily etrasimod, there are multiple factors to determine the inter-individual variations. We can begin with a fixed dose because the calculated, we can, rather than the calculation according to the body weight, we can adjust the dosage to the trough level, to doses of the etrasimod. And the full reaction to the change of dose is very slow. It usually takes 2 to 3 days after the adjusted dose will affect the target level. And the patient survival and the rejection rates are comparable with the previous reports, but has attained to better results as compared to past series. Renal function protection is not well shown in our series, and it is safe and effective to use once-daily tacrolimus from the beginning of liver transplant. Thank you. This is
I have a question.
Yes, Professor. I have a lot of questions. The first one, I think to factor very important is adherence and variability tacrolimus after liver transplant. But for the patient monotherapy, I think it's okay. Because most patients in our center is dual therapy. In C9, tacrolimus combined NMN cell. Do you think in this case it's better if the patient program with cell set or we convert the program to allograft?
Yes. For patients with double therapy, the CNI and the cell set,
Yes.
It is safe to convert the program twice-daily twice-daily tacrolimus to once-daily tacrolimus. It's safe and easy. And usually when you convert the twice-daily to once-daily etrasimod, you will see the blood level decrease a little.
Yes.
However, if there is no evidence of rejection, you do not need to rise the target level by increasing the dose of once daily tacrolimus. Just keep a lower concentration is safe.
And second question, after conversion, do you have any special follow-up or special or keep the same procedure for follow-up the patient? You mean once per week, see the patient or?
For those patients after transplant, when the patient was discharged, I will follow the patient once a week for 1 month. And then about 1 month, 1 time per month for 1 year. And after 1 year, if the patient is stable, we will follow the patient every 2 months, after 1 year.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much, Professor Wu.